Hi everyone, Tammy here from the Central Alberta FASD Network. In the past, we have done the network interviews to introduce you to our staff at the Central Alberta FASD Network. So to continue that on for September, we are interviewing our clinic team. So with me today is Rose Plett. She is the occupational therapist that works with our clinic team. Hi, Rose.
Hi.
So Rose, can you tell me a little bit about your role with the network clinic team?
Sure. So as the occupational therapist with the team, I assess motor skills and I look at functional skills such as daily living skills. And within that, looking at memory and problem solving and planning. And I also look at sensory processing. So yeah, so that's pretty much an overview.
Great, thank you. What do you like about working with the FASD network and supporting clients, and what makes it meaningful to you?
So I think what keeps it new for me is just working with unique personalities, because even though the assessment process is quite similar every time, it's the unique personalities that come in to the assessment and kind of just like building rapport with them, spending time with them. And what's meaningful for me is when we can make a difference in terms of their supports and services. So that's really kind of what it's all about, I guess, is just being able to do that process and then figuring out what their challenges are, what their strengths are, and then how that how we can help make a difference for them in their day-to-day activities.
And thank you for highlighting that every individual is unique. It's one of the things we do want people to know more about our clients and individuals that are living with FASD.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some challenges in your role in providing assessment and diagnoses of FASD?
So I think one of the challenges that I had thought about was just that we are seeing them in a snapshot in time. So, and it is a clinical environment. So as an occupational therapist, what's really important to me is kind of their day-to-day functioning. I'd love to be able to see them in their own environment and assess them there, but obviously that's not possible. So so I think that's just a challenge. Obviously we can make some good recommendations based on when we see them in that snapshot of time and in the clinical environment. But yeah, like just trying to be as, try to come up with as many kind of real things for them, right, is sometimes a challenge when you're looking at just that small window.
Okay. So what are some successes or rewards in providing assessment and diagnosis of FASD?
I think that successes are, again, I talk about like just building rapport. Like the whole assessment process is long and stressful for a lot of clients. And so for me, I feel, I guess, probably a sense of success when I can, when I feel that I have developed a bit of a connection with that client when I'm meeting with them. So that's kind of like on the short term, a success. And I also feel a success when we can help people, when I know what their goals and aspirations are, and know that hope that what I'm going to be recommending will be addressing that. And I do hear about that from the FASD team, right, when you guys do the supports and services. And then I hear, that like, this person is going to be able to access this because of this report, or like even in terms of the sensory processing that, when I hear that some of the recommendations from that will help them in just their day-to-day activities. So I guess, in summary, it's when we can make a difference in terms of the things that they identify as goals and aspirations and help them move forward with those things. Those would be successes.
Definitely. And I know I've gotten feedback from clients and their supports as well, that the information that comes to them from the assessment, your recommendations are very valuable to them and really do give them a foothold to move forward with.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah. So that to me as an OT, that's the biggest success.
So what is one thing you wish people knew more about your role?
I was thinking about this. I think one thing that a lot of people don't know about occupational therapy is that a lot of our training is based in breaking down tasks. So, you know, when we do this assessment process and then they come up with a score like, you know, either average, low average, whatever it is, it's more, there's more to it than that, right? So two people can get below average, but there's totally two different reasons why. And so as an OT, we break down that task, and I do try to put that into my reports as much as possible. Try to talk about, like, if this person had difficulty with memory, it's not, it's maybe not for this reason, it's not because they are not, you know, verbally understanding, it's maybe that they're not visually catching on to things or whatever, right? So just, yeah, so I think that's a big thing with OT, is that we're kind of trained in terms of breaking down tasks and trying to identify more specifically where some of those difficulties might be. Yeah, and then I guess the sensory processing is always an area of difficulty for people to understand. But I think that you guys as a supports and services team, you know, you're doing a good job in terms of providing that information for people so that they understand, because it's really hard to break it down for them in that 15-minute little window of time where I might have a chance to talk to them after the assessment, right? So yeah, so those are kind of two things, I guess, that I wanted to highlight.
Well, thank you very much for that. And yeah, when you speak to sensory processing and sensory discrepancies, it's something that we're getting, starting to get a lot of feedback on, and even in terms of the training that we offer, that a lot of people aren't familiar with it and don't know about it. So it's great that you do provide that information for us and for the people that we serve.
Yeah, so yeah, I enjoy that. That part is really interesting to me, so I like figuring that piece out. So.
So last but not least, we want to end our interview by just asking you a little bit about yourself. So can you share something fun about yourself?
So I guess, well, fun thing that I like to do is travel, which I know in these COVID times, we're not doing too much of, so I'm missing it. But I guess, yeah, just about me. Yeah, so I've had the opportunity to live in a bunch of different provinces and do a bunch of different traveling, mostly following my husband around. But yeah, so just really, like, I really enjoy and have fun kind of going to new places and seeing new things, yeah, experiencing new things. So yeah, so that's kind of a little bit about me and what I enjoy doing outside of FASD.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. So that is the end of our interview today. Thank you for joining me and answering those questions for me and sharing a little bit about your role with our audience. And we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, no problem. Thanks for asking.